Hi, I'm Alison Kennedy, Head Librarian at St George's in Ascot. I'm also a committee member for SLA Berkshire and a board member for the SLA. At my school, I'm also the EPQ Centre Coordinator. So, I am bringing you my top 5 tips for how we librarians can support the delivery of the EPQ course in schools. For those who are unfamiliar with the EPQ, it is a research-based A-level course that develops the skills that students will need beyond school, such as research skills, time management, project management, and so on and so forth. So my first tip is to inspire. We as librarians are known for inspiring our pupils and telling them about the kind of books that they will love, getting the right book for the right pupil at the right time. The same goes for research. We are there to help direct our pupils into the right type of research and find the right project that will really do them justice in their EPQ. Often they will come with many ideas, and it can be useful just to have a discussion about the realistic nature of some of those ideas, the feasibility of those ideas, and to narrow it down into a topic that is manageable within that scope. My second top tip is resources. Obviously, we are the kings and queens of resourcing, and it is really important that the resources that we carry in our libraries reflect the interests of the full school. When budget permits, it's really useful to buy in books that may support the questions that some of our pupils are pursuing, whether it be law, medicine, current affairs, politics, or something else. Some of the questions that have been asked over time have been rather interesting, and some of the books have been diverse to say the least, but it is really important that we take those requests on board and do what we can with them. Equally, if we can supply digital resources and make sure that our students are using as wide a variety of resources as possible. They also sometimes think that it's just limited to the internet and books, and it's helping them raise awareness of whether they should use videos, whether they could actually attend online courses, and the many manifestations that a resource may take and could be useful for their projects. When you're limited budget-wise, there are a number of great free resources. For example, the British Library have many collections which are free and accessible to all. It can be useful to partner with your local public library, or perhaps even local universities as well. Next, top tip 3. Teach. Before I became the centre coordinator, I was a supervisor on the EPQ, and I also taught on the Taught Skills course. The Taught Skills course is 30 hours minimum, and it delivers those skills that the students need to fulfil the EPQ. So, for example, referencing and bibliography, we are experts. It can be useful to think about what kind of skills do the students need. For example, information knowledge. So that information literacy that we do on a daily basis is vital to the EPQ. Have the pupils understand that the resources that they are looking at aren't always necessarily reliable. Obviously, I'm preaching to the converted, but that is a skill that we take for granted, but the students and the teachers around us may not be as well versed in. Make yourself available to teach those skills, show your expertise, show your knowledge, and then it feeds back into the library and you end up with students coming in, staff coming in, asking for help in other areas of the school. Top tip number 4, connect. It's really useful, as I've mentioned, to connect with local public libraries and connect with other people that may be able to supply from the resources perspective. However, there are a number of organisations who are there to support the EPQ. The British Library deliver training sessions and courses that are designed to develop the skills that you might already be teaching in the school. Other places that can help are the universities. I have particularly found it useful that Southampton University, they came into the school to talk about the value of the EPQ. Many of the students will say, well, it's not offered as part of my university offer, so what's the point? It's not offered as part of the offer because not every school delivers an EPQ, so they can't make it a mandatory component. However, the value that universities place on it in terms of the independent learning and those transferable skills is second to none. The universities are increasingly providing alternative offers which reduce the grade requirements based on also having an EPQ. For example, if a university asks for an AAB, they might say BBB with an EPQ. We had that just last year. So it's really important that those institutions reach out to your students and show the value of the EPQ and show why they value that qualification. Top tip number 5. Help them refine, help them reference. Pupils struggle to refine their questions. They struggle to develop focus. They might take a question and write just 2,000 words and then hit a brick wall, or they might write 8,000 words and it's far too broad. We are there to help narrow down the focus. For us, the kind of skills that we have developed over our profession are vital. For example, showing them how to just do a simple mind map. Being there to help support the delivery of their project is vital. The reference inside of it it's for me it's a given, but actually be there to help say, are you focused on your question? Are you using the right references? Have you referenced appropriately, and are you avoiding plagiarism? It might seem like obvious for us, but for them it can be a revelation to be told, well actually if you're using a quote you need to say where the quote came from, or if you're paraphrasing you still need to say where you got that idea from. Sometimes it's just highlighting the most basic things. So to recap, my top 5 tips: inspire, help them find that passion; resources, find the right resources and develop all the kind of relevant lists that we would do in other areas; teach, make yourself amenable and available to teach on the Taught Skills course; connect with other relevant institutions such as universities or the British Library; and refine and reference, help them with that final part of their project, help them get it down and get it focused. I hope these have been useful for you. Please feel free to get in touch if you have any other questions about being a librarian supporting the EPQ or as an EPQ centre coordinator.